I love Metroidvanias. It's one of my favorite video game genres. So of course I can't get enough of them. Well, I do play other genres, but sometimes I ask myself, how cool would it be to have a Metroidvania spin-off of this? So I thought in this video we are going to look at 8 video games that need to get a Metroidvania spin-off. Before we start, let me know in the comments what game you want to see a Metroidvania version of. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Alright, let's go. First up we have Super Mario. I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten this yet. I mean, think about it. A lot of Mario games are 2D. There already are a lot of abilities in the Mario universe, and there are like a million other spin-offs. So imagine starting this game with nothing but a jump and a basic fist attack. As you progress, you find the fire flower that you need to burn down bushes and stuff. Maybe get the new drill power up to reach new areas, a double jump would make sense, and maybe even get the cape feather to absolutely maximize Mario's movement options at the end of the game. Since the Super Mario games are filled with fantastical places, creating interesting areas that actually make sense in this world would be an easy task for Nintendo, and exploration could be an absolute joy. Well, to be fair, the Mario games I've played haven't necessarily had great bosses, so that could be a challenge for the development team. Overall, I would love to play a Super Mario Metroidvania, and I hope Nintendo is already working on one. That would be sick. Next up we have Devil May Cry. The series is best known for its stylish and combo-heavy combat, its epic boss fights and completely over-the-top weapons. I think a Metroidvania spin-off would be a perfect fit for the series for many reasons. Dante got so many crazy weapons over the years. Imagine instead of only using them for combat, every weapon would have another purpose, like activating things in the environment. This could be one part to make sure there's a fun way for ability gating. Since the double jump, air dash and other movement abilities are just as normal for Devil May Cry as there are in a Metroidvania, it would feel totally natural to design a game like that around these abilities. The latest Prince of Persia game showed that a stylish combo-heavy combat works really well in this genre, and games like Vernal Edge were even heavily inspired by Devil May Cry. And then there are all these other small things that Devil May Cry is no stranger to, like delight puzzles, hidden treasures and secret paths. Oh, I get excited even thinking about the possible gameplay loop in this. Beat out some stupid demons, defeat a boss, get a crazy new weapon, discover new paths, unlock a double jump, and so on. Oh, and of course, all of that with a beautiful 2D level design. This could totally work, so please Capcom, get onto it. Another Nintendo IP, and one that would absolutely make sense as a Metroidvania since there already are a lot of similarities to this genre. Imagine the spin-off being a 2D Zelda game. Link gets new tools like the hookshot to reach new places, throws his boomerang to activate switches he couldn't otherwise reach, uses bombs to uncover hidden paths, collect heart pieces to increase his health, and so on. I know, this sounds like just a regular Zelda game, but making it 2D and providing satisfying backtracking could shake up the usual Zelda formula quite a bit, without alienating fans of the series. Also, another spin-off series for The Legend of Zelda would be a great way to reduce the long and painful waiting period to the next mainline game. I mean, yeah, you could just also subscribe to this channel and watch my video. Okay, that was cheap. The gameplay of the Zelda games before Breath of the Wild already is kind of similar to the Metroidvania genre, so I think this could work really well. What are your thoughts on this? Would you play a game like that? Let me know in the comments. Okay, now to a game series that has now been almost forgotten. The Oddworld series was a hit back in the 90s on the PlayStation 1. After a couple of mediocre to really bad games, this series is in a weird spot. The latest game, Soulstone, which finally was a 2D game again, came out in 2021 and got mixed reviews. So I think it's time to revive the series, and going full on Metroidvania would be a great way to achieve that in my opinion. For those of you who don't know, the protagonist Abe is able to take control of certain creatures in the world via chanting. Giving Abe access to one creature control after another could be one way to implement ability gating. So imagine he learns how to control a paramite, a smaller spider-like animal, that is able to squeeze through tight spaces early on. Later, he learns how to control scraps and slicks that all come with their own special abilities that Abe takes advantage of to overcome obstacles. It would be a quite unique approach to the Metroidvania genre, but games like Monster Sanctuary already showed that not giving the characters the abilities directly actually works really well. Of course, this wouldn't be enough. Abe will need to have own abilities, but that's an easy task since movement options like a double jump, an air dash, sliding, or even tools like a grappling hook would totally work in this world. Yeah, maybe it looks like a bit of a stretch, but I would totally buy it. Yeah, the Rayman series wasn't treated very well, which is a shame because the series is fantastic. While I would totally be okay with just a new jump and run entry, it would also be sick to get a Rayman Metroidvania. I think this could work. Think back to Rayman 1 and 3 with its way of giving Rayman new abilities along his journey. In the first game he got his signature telescopic fist, the grappling fist and the helicopter ability. In the third entry Rayman got access to even more abilities like the heavy metal fist, which would be perfect to open broken walls, a throwable vortex or a controllable missile. Considering the devs of Rayman Legends did an incredible job with the level design, I'm sure they're more than capable of creating an interesting world where all these unique abilities would be used. And since most Rayman games already are 2D, fans of the series would feel right at home. Hey, and honestly, even the beloved music levels could make a return. You know how many Metroidvanias nowadays have these optional platforming challenges like Hollow Knight, Lone Fungus or the new Prince of Persia? Imagine Rayman doing this too, but these sections are designed like the music levels from Rayman Legends. I think a Metroidvania spin-off would have great potential. It just needs to make use of the elements that are already present in the Rayman universe. I know, this might seem odd at first, but let me explain. The main reason I think Crash Bandicoot would work as a Metroidvania is his already well-fitting set of abilities he got over the years. If you think back to Crash Bandicoot Warped and Wrath of Cortex, Crash got a body slam, a double jump, a super spin, a Wumpa bazooka and fast running ability. So great stuff to implement in the Metroidvania world, especially the bazooka could have multiple purposes like activating things in the distance and defeating enemies. Wumpa fruits could function as the currency and the devs could make a Hollow Knight-like charm system with the gems that basically every Crash game has. Optional platforming challenges would also make a lot of sense because obviously this is a jump and run series. They could reward the player with relics that then can be spent to trade in health upgrades and other stuff. Also, the series is no stranger to multiple playable characters, so another unique approach to ability gating could be swappable characters. You know, Tawna with her grappling hook, Cortex with his gun, Coco with her laptop. Overall, I think this could totally work. I mean, Crash Bandicoot 4 brought the series back to life, but also the series already stepped multiple foots into different spin-offs, so why not add Metroidvania to that? Now you probably think I'm crazy, and while this may be true to some degree, I think Doom would be a perfect fit for the Metroidvania genre, and it's actually pretty easy to explain. Just imagine Metroid Prime, but dark and demonic. I mean, the similarities are obvious, right? Intense first-person firearm based on action-heavy combat? Check. Super cool high-tech suit that provides extra powers? Double check. Doom 2016 and Eternal already introduced movement abilities like the double jump and the air dash. I think the devs could just straight up copy some ideas of Metroid Prime, like the way Samus weapons have different elements to open doors. The grappling beam, the gravity suit, the Seeker launcher, or even the lasso from Metroid Prime 3. Every ability could be based on Doomguy's suit. Health upgrades as well, just copy it and let us find some good old energy tanks. To be honest, what I'm basically saying is, take Metroid Prime, replace Samus with the Doomguy, make it bloodier and grittier, and boom! You created an interesting first-person 3D Metroidvania that would sell like hotcake. Id Software, thank me later. So lastly we have Final Fantasy. You know, this is my favorite series, so of course I always want more Final Fantasy. And the thought of having a Metroidvania spin-off excites me. So what would a game like this look like? The Final Fantasy universe is so rich, so full of interesting places, elements, magic and more, that it would be easy to create something special here. I would love to see ability gating done by obligatory movement abilities and magic typical to Final Fantasy. Imagine casting Thunderguard to interact with mechanical devices, casting Haste to increase your speed to overcome an obstacle, casting Blizzard to freeze water so you can reach new areas, casting Gravity to pull objects towards you, and so on. The possibilities are basically endless. A lot of Metroidvanias nowadays have RPG elements, which I love, so a Final Fantasy Metroidvania could add some light RPG elements as well, like equipment or upgrading the power of the magic for combat. Like I already said, in my imagination, ability gating should work with magic. Combat, on the other hand, should focus on melee weapons. So a cool red mage would be a perfect fit for a protagonist. After all these years with the series and the countless spin-offs we already got, I hope Square Enix at least thinks about the Metroidvania genre. Alright, there you have it, 8 video games that need a Metroidvania spin-off. What game or series would you want to see a Metroidvania spin-off to? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.